Hello, everyone. Southern Star 71 here, bringing you the LEC results from today. We got these scheduled up for tomorrow's games, the last day of games in week three. But week three, day two, just concluded. So here we go. First game of the day was SK versus XL. We'll say that again, SK versus XL. Before I get started with the wrap up, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We will go for 15 once again. That's our target. So SK versus XL. I picked SK to win. They do. XL will be eliminated from groups. The first blood goes to XL as Xerxes gains irrelevant. Xerxes also gets the first herald. The first dragon does go to SK. We see the schedule did rotate down just a tad. So here once again. So let's see. SK did get the first dragon. The herald goes to mid. SK get the second dragon. The first break goes to SK in the bot lane. XL take down the mid tier. They also get second herald and top tier. They have a 3,500 gold lead. The schedule is going to rotate down. Just going to leave it. SK wants to scale. And the second herald gets bot tier 1. SK gets top tier 1. Baron will be up 15 seconds before the third dragon. Searches dies, so dragon goes to XL. They lead by 4k gold. Odo dies and Doss gets the kill credit. Baron's still up 2 minutes until dragon spawn. There's a huge Baron fight. For some reason, XL decides to flip it and Marcoon gets the steal for SK. They take down the immediate tier 1 and tier 2. Soul point goes to SK. Bot tier 1 also goes. Sardis dies. It's Odo. Bot tier 2 and Hib tower go down. The bot in Hib then goes down. He pulls back. It's a 2.5k goal lead now for SK. The Baron and the Dragon spawn about the same time. Top tier 2 goes down. Sardis dies, as does Patrick. One Nexus tower dies. Odo dies. The mid hip tower and the inhib fall. It's 8-4 in kills for SK. Soul point for SK. Baron is next. Double buff for SK. Execute gets 2 and Sardis gets the third. Top inhib tower and the inhib die. The remaining Nexus dies, as does the Nexus. Sardis has 2 late kills. SK is now 5-3, and outside J is at the top 2. XL is eliminated from groups for sure. They're 1-7 thus far in the win. So SK, like I said, does have a small chance at top 2. They need G2 to lose twice at this point. So BDS takes on Vitality. Actually, SK needs G2 to lose on Monday. BDS plays Vitality next. I picked Vitality, but they played really badly Saturday. They play like they do, or like they did Saturday. This one will be up for grabs. Vitality does have an easy game Monday, so a win here should be they get a top 2 finish. As you can see, their game Monday is XL. There's only one game thus far. If they can win this game, they should be able to beat XL tomorrow and get into let's see. Both of these guys are clinched for groups, Vitality and BDS. So if BDS lose, they would be 4-4, have no shot at top 2. There is an early pause. No kills at 6 minutes in. Vitality goal lead is about 1.4k. They do get the first dragon and the first herald, but Bo dies to give up first blood. Bo takes second dragon, dies again. Sheo has 1 kill and LeBron has the other. The second herald goes to Vitality. the first brick to Vitality as Photon gets the mid outer goes down. Perks, Neon, and Kaiser then die. The Dragon goes to BDS. Second Herald gets the tier 2. Vitality still leads by almost 3k gold. Despite dying a good bit, they're still in the gold lead. Bo dies again. Neon dies to be killed number 7. Baron's start for BDS. They pull off the Baron. They then get their first tower. Bo dies for the 4th time, the 8th overall. BDS steals the Dragon. There's 2 each as far as Dragon. Bo and Adam die. It's now 9-1. But Vitality still leads it in gold somehow. BDS take the top tier 1. Nuke dies. Bo dies. Photon dies. Adam dies. And then later on, Bo and Adam die again. The mid tier 2 goes down. The mid inhib tower and the inhib itself goes down. Photon goes for Dragon and gets it. They're up 3-2 in Dragons. BDS goes for Baron. Bo dies. Shield dies. Nuke dies. Perks and Neon die. So no one gets Baron. It's 15-6 in kills for BDS. Vitality goes on Baron. They turn and get at him. But Perks, Neon, and Kaiser die. And then Bo also dies in the Baron. It's now 19-7. And BDS finally has the goal lead. The mid tier 1 falls. Brav dies. Shio dies. 19-9. I wrote, this is a banger. Dragon Soul goes to Vitality. The mid tier 2 falls. Top tier 2 also falls. Perks then dies to Shio. Bo and Photon die. Nuke is dead somehow. BDS takes the top and mid inhib towers and the mid inhib. Then Bo and Perks combine to kill 3. Perks then dies. BDS takes the Baron somehow. Photon gets the bot tier 2. Elders in 90 seconds. Nuke dies. Adam dies. Rob dies. Creddy dies. Vitality then take the Elder. I wrote it all caps. Banger. Vitality retakes the gold lead, which really doesn't matter this late in the game. Top and mid inhibs. BDS defends their Nexus turrets. One Nexus turret goes down. Both then goes in all caps. Balls deep. Eventually, he does die. But Photon goes off and kills Adam and Lebrov, while Perks and Kaiser keep the rest of BDS busy. The second Nexus turret goes down, as does the Nexus. So Vitality wins the game. They're 6-2. If they beat Excel on Monday, they'll make top 2. BDS falls to 4-4. The game was 26-21 in kills in favor of BDS, but they lost the game. The third game of the day was Team Heretics versus Mad Lions. I picked Mad Lions to win this game. I wrote, Heretics played better than I expected yesterday. This could be a banger. Both are already clinched for groups. Mad with a win has a shot at top 2. There's an early pause in this. Yanko's ties to El Yo-Yo for First Blood. And then we have a pause. Then the game resumes. Their first dragon goes to El Yo-Yo. Marsley kills El Yo-Yo. Marsley and then Izzy dies. Kills are even at 2. Harold is started by Yankos, but he pulls off of it. Bad goes for it. It also pulls off. Yankos finally gets the Herald. Ibby dies to a 3-man dive. Izzy dies, as do both bot lane. So the kills are even at 5. The Herald goes mid. Heretics is up a little over 1,000 gold. El Yo-Yo dies to Ruby and Yankos shortly after he steals the ring. Bot tier 1 gives Mad Lions first brick. Mid tier 1 falls to Heretics. Jack Spectra dies. Yankos starts up the Herald. Top tier 1 falls. Herald goes mid as Vi starts the dragon. Heretics gets a charge from the Herald, and they take the tier 2 tower. Yankos and Izzy die. Now 7 kills for each team. Both teams take another tower. Ruby dies. Yankos dies. Carsey dies, as does Hilly. Heretics then start Baron. Ruby dies, but Yanko spites Baron. Mirza survives at 28 on Heimerdinger. It's his sixth kill. The top inhib tower falls. There's a 4.4 thousand gold lead for Heretics. They lead on tower 6-3. It's 3 minutes until the dragon spawn. Baron is almost 30 seconds after that. Ruby dies. Mad Lions then takes the top in the tier 2 in top lane. Ruby and Mercer die, but Chasey dies too. Mad Lions is close to coming back and taking this one. Mad gets Dragon Soul. Heretics goes for Baron, and they get Baron. Nisky dies, as does Chasey. Heretics is moving down mid. The inhib tower and inhib go down. Yahuya dies, as there was one next turn. Nisky respawns with a Penta. He then goes and gets an inhib and one next tower. The game continues. I wrote, we have another banger, and I put banger in all caps. Yankos dies, then Ruby and Emmy die. Bad going mid. Now they focus on winning the game. The win puts them at 6-2, and G2. Oh, they're wait. Let me start over here. Win puts them at 6-2, along with Vitality. G2 with a win later today will also be 6-2. The Heretics dropped to 4-4. They went for the win, but they gave up the Penta. Game 4 sees Astralis take on Fnatic. Now, both these teams enter at 2-5, so the winner guarantees himself at least a tie. I did pick Astralis to win this game. If the winner of this game wins Monday, they're in groups at 4-5. So this is a big game, but not the end all be all for the two. I did write that 113 got first blood on Razork, and Astralis then took the first dragon, and 113 takes the first herald. Dehor dies to a 3-man dive. Astralis takes the second dragon. Herald goes spotlight. Kobe gets first brick. Dehor dies again in mid lane. This time just to a 2-man dive. The second herald goes to Astralis, who has both heralds and both dragons thus far. The herald goes top to help take the tier 1 and get the tier 2 luck. The bot tier 1 is killed by Fnatic. Team gold is pretty even, although Humanoid has a big gold advantage, and Kobe Astralis has a sizable gold advantage. Astralis starts with the dragon. Rex dies. Kobe then gets a triple kill, with only Humanoid surviving. The dragon goes to Astralis, as does the mid tier 1, and the dragon. Finn has a big Gnar ult to secure the triple kill for Kobe. Soul Point gets them Cloud Soul if Astralis get another. The Baron has spawned. Reckless dies to Kabe. Astralis goes for the Baron. Dehor gets the kill credit on Humanoid. The Baron goes to Astralis. Tier 2 mid goes down. For Astralis, as they lose a tier 1 in the top lane. Astralis secure the Ocean Soul. Ben has another big Gnar ult during this fight, and 3 Fnatic members die. Razork also dies, so that's 4. The bot tier 2 goes down. Mid tier 2 and 3, along with the inhib down. Astralis up 11-2 in kills. The top tier 2 goes down. Razork then dies. Wonder dies. As Daeor uses the Realm Warp to help get another member of Fnatic. Ben Gnarls, the last 3 members of Fnatic, they die. Astralis gets the Nexus turrets and the Nexus. Razork stayed in the fountain. No one really. It was 5 versus 1 at the point. So Astralis gets the win. They are now 3-5. They have secured at least a tiebreak game. Fnatic drops to 2-6. They have to win Monday against SK to force a tiebreak game with either Astralis or Koi. And as you can see, Astralis plays Koi in the second match of the day. The last game of today was G2 versus Koi. Now, I picked G2, but both teams played really well on Saturday. If Koi wins, they'll clinch groups. If Koi loses, they're tied with Astralis at 3-5. Remember, Fanatics at 2-6. So the loser of the Astralis Koi game, well, let me get on with this. Early on, Caps dies to Larson and Malrang for first blood. So Agenda then dies to who dies to Larson. Top dies to Hans. Caps and BP kill Shigenda. But Caps dies to the tower, with kill credit going to Shigenda. G2 gets the first Herald. G2 also get the first dragon. Malrang dies to 3. Herald goes mid to help Caps out. Boy dives Caps. G2 turning around. Malrang. BB gets a flash from Shigen. Trippy dies, as does Larson and Malrang after a failed 4-man dive. Yike, with help from Hans and Vicky, get the second dragon. BB starts to Herald. He comes to help him out, and they get the second dragon. Eek, yike, yay. YIKE. The second hero goes mid lane, and the tier 1 in the mid goes down. It does get a charge on the tier 2 mid. G2 looking as good as they did in week 1. They have a over 7k lead. They get the third dragon and runs this whole point now. Mid tier 2 goes down. G2 then ace Koi. And then Caps does die though. G2 take the Baron. Hans and BB get 2 kills each. Yike kills Larson and Comp. The bot inhib tower and inhib fall, as does one Nexus turret. G2 looks like they're being safe, but they faked me out as well as their opponent. As BB then kills Malrang, BKX does die. Caps is concentrating on the Nexus. G2 get a delayed ace in win. So G2 6-2. Koi drops to 3-5. So Koi has at worst a tiebreak game against Fnatic if they lose to Astralis. If Astralis wins, they're in groups. If Koi wins, they're in groups. Astralis, whoever loses the Astralis Koi match has a tiebreak game against Fnatic if Fnatic beats SK. And that's a mighty big if. So games 2 and 3 are pretty important tomorrow to determine who makes groups, who doesn't make groups, and whether or not we tiebreak game. Game 4, Mad Lions against G2. The winner is guaranteed a top 2. If Vitality wins against Hexel, which they should, they'll join the winner of match 4. So the Mad Lions G2 game is very important because the loser will be 6-3 and most likely finish in third place, meaning they'll have to play either G2 or Vitality. Well, they'll win the group with G2 and Vitality. We never have to play them because I would expect whoever's first to pick Astralis, whoever's second to pick Koi or Fnatic, although they could go for another team. The top 3 teams look to be G2, Mad Lions, and Vitality, which it's played out that way. And then BDS has looked strong, even though they're only 4-4. Heretics, also now 4-4. Well, they play off against each other. One will be 5-4. The other will be 4-5. Let's see first game of the day. So I guess I'll wrap it up for now. Tomorrow is going to be somewhat exciting, with matches 2, 3, and 4 being the most impactful. If BTS, well, if BTS Heritage game really doesn't matter too much, they're both in groups. It won't affect seeding too much. So the most important thing is games 2, 3, and 4. Vitality should beat Excel in match 5. So the top two is what really making the groups. Excel's eliminated. Fnatic with a loss is eliminated. Koi and Astralis, the winner of that match, is in groups. The loser is guaranteed, at worst, a tiebreak game with Fnatic. If Fnatic wins, it's SK. If Fnatic does lose, the loser of the Koi Astralis match make groups. Once again, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm Southern Star 71. Everyone have a great day. I'll see you with a recap after the games tomorrow. Goodbye.